All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you in today's live church. I believe today's the 5th, okay, what's that? November 5th, 2022, the year where Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai turns up, okay, and of course, we got Edomites, Roman, okay? You always try to seclude yourself, but then whenever they see Jake that's secluded, they just find it, this is the best time for me to come and see what this motherfucker's doing over here. You know what I'm saying? You could give them all the space in the world and take the smallest space and they still gonna come over there. All right, but anyway, all right, pardon me, got some allergies going on, so just work with me here, all right? But today I want to go into this, go into current events, go into prophecy, seeing the things that's going on around the world. All right, we have to combat what's going on, which is what? The hate and the lies that's going on in the world. We have to combat that with this truth. Okay, so the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has blessed us with the knowledge, the scriptures, to be able to come out here and teach our people this truth. Okay, so I'm going to go into this real quick. All right, and the truth, all right, lies within our history. Okay, our history as a people, you know, being the fact that we're at the point where these devils are trying to say that everything we're saying is lies, that we are not the true people. All right, our identity that has been stolen from us, all right, is not something that we can claim to be. Okay, we could say that we're anything else, any kind of people on this planet Earth. Wish I could move this thing up a little bit, but it's not gonna. My thing is stuck. I can't move it up. The camera, I can't shift the camera up this way, but it's all right. All right. So they basically what they're saying, as you can see with Kyrie and Kanye and all these different people, is that anytime you bring out the truth or you mention anything about your true heritage, all right, instead of calling yourself Black, Latino, Native American, you call yourself as the biblical Hebrews, you will receive backlash, okay? And that goes to show you that we have the truth, okay? Because it wasn't until at first when you speak the truth, what they do is they ignore it, okay? They ignore it in hopes that you will stop talking. Okay? And then what? You keep on being consistent and they start questioning it. They start to what? They try to debunk what you're saying. Hence they sent this guy Vocab Malone. It didn't work. Okay, they realized, damn, the more we send people against these men, okay, to try to debunk what they're saying, the more they expose. The more talking points that we're gonna bring out. At first we might start off by saying that we are the children of Israel, okay? And by bringing that out alone, you might come out and say, no, you guys are not the children of Israel. By doing that, we're going to bring out, okay, then who are you? You see? So it leads from one lie to the next lie to the next lie being revealed every single time you try to come against one point that we might make. Because every talking point that we make is tied into so many different talking points, all at the same time. And if we were to bring out any of those talking points, it will reveal the identity of these Edomites. It will reveal the identity of the true Hebrews. Okay? And like I said, history, if you want to know who the true Hebrews are, who are the true children of Israel, go into biblical prophecies and go into the history, all right, world history, and you find out exactly who the children of Israel are. But we're not going to make it too hard. We're going to do the work for you. Okay? There's a book of Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Okay? He shall surely be put to death. All right? And that is what? A commandment that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has made. It's in the Bible. That if you steal a man, okay? And the biggest man stealing that was done on this planet Earth was done by a group of people against another group of people. Okay? We're talking the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? The slave trade, the slavery, the captivity of the children of Israel and the children of Judah. All right, by the hands of what? The Edomites. All right, these are the facts. This is the truth. Okay, this is the gospel that we're speaking. But they don't want this gospel to come out. They don't want the children of Israel to wake up to their true identity. Because if they do, then there's going to be an ass whooping coming their way. All this victimizing yourself. All this playing the victim. All this name calling. All this labeling that you do in order to run and escape from the talking points. Those days are over. Like Harari says. All right? That's over. You see? Your days where you could lie to the people openly with your media. with your bullshit propaganda, all those things that you used to do, and people just eat it up just because they don't know what's going on. Those days are over. Because now the prophets are on the scene to make what? To make plain, to make the tables right upon the tables and make it plain. Okay? Make what plain? The scriptures, man. This thing that's been hidden for years is being brought to the forefront. Okay? It's being brought to the forefront, man, and you can't fight it. You can't beat it. All right? So we're going into that. Let me get another precept. All right? Going into the same thing. That there's going to be judgment and punishment for that. Okay? For having the children of Israel in captivity, all right, to serve you. Okay? This is a book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay? So now that we have that account in the Bible of what is going to happen to anyone who steals a man or sells a man, or anyone who leads anyone into captivity or killeth with the sword. Okay, and we're not talking about killing one or two people. We're talking about a whole entire nation of people. Not only any nation that you touched on the people of the Heavenly Father, the Israelites of the Bible. You gave us names to dehumanize us. You called us Africans. Till today, our people still call themselves African American because they're destroyed. Hosea 4 and 6. Okay? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right? You called our other brothers, the 10 tribes that were over here, you called us what? Indians, which means what? Savages. So you're justified in putting them to death and demonizing them to the world. Saying something like, save the land. You got to kill off the Indian to save the land. Kill off the Indian to save the land? The land that was here before you got here, that the Indians, so-called Indians, were on, and the land prospered? Because when you came here, it wasn't a land that was destitute. It was filled with riches. Look at Puerto Rico. They called it what? Puerto Rico because of what? Rich port. Everywhere you went that you saw so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, it was what? It was a place that was royally esteemed. And you came over there and you plundered it. Look at the Greeks. Look at the Romans. And then the Romans 2.0, the so-called Europeans, the Edomites of the Bible, led by the tribe of Amalek. Okay, the people who are going around the world perpetrating that everybody hates them and they're the chosen people and they're special and nobody could talk bad about them, but yet they do all the most evil things in the world. Those people, the J people, those who wish to be Jews, them. And they've got the wicked of our people, all right, working with them to what? To uphand, all right, the righteous of our nation, like they've always done, making the league with the devil. Selling your soul, signing contracts. That's all. Back then, you had niggas, all right? Wicked ass niggas. It tells you in the book of First Maccabees, okay? The wicked of our people made a league with the heathen roundabout. What does it mean to make a league? To make a bind, a contract, okay? And within that contract, you can't say certain things. You cannot conduct yourself in a certain way because you're under a contract. Okay? That is what these devils are doing. And they've got the wicked of our people joining hand in hand with them. But guess what? They're all going to be punished. This word is doing the punishing by revealing them. So now their secrets are being exposed. So now they got to bear the backlash of people really seeing them for who they are. And then on top of that, the judgment is being set because what? You're being condemned. Okay? By this word. All right? You're being found out that you people are in league with liars, man. With deceivers, man. Okay? With the evil of this world, man. And the Most High is going to judge you for that. Because you turn your back on your people, you sacrifice your own people to be in bed with the devil. And the Most High is going to require that at your hand. All you wicked ass celebrities out there, you know who you are. The truth is coming out. All you niggas gonna be exposed. That you're nothing but bitches, man. Nothing but hoes. Okay? You be highly esteemed in this world, but do you really have that power that you claim to have? Huh? You Jay-Z's of the world, you Kanye's of the world, all you niggas that have laid in bed with this devil is all coming out. And we don't want you, we don't want to hear your sympathy. We don't want to hear about nothing, man. Okay? You're going to have to pay with your life. That's how it's going to be. Okay? You're going to pay with your life, man. All right? So let's go into a little bit of history. Okay? Let's go into a little bit of history. All right? The transatlantic slave trade. All right? Let's do that. Since these devils want to come out and talk about all this, all the Holocaust and all this shit, we're about to read something that happened in human history. The most dreadful time, all right, in human history that only our people went through. Okay? Our people went through. And then you perpetrate this whole thing like, oh, what you went through during the Holocaust is the worst thing that ever happened in human history. No. No, it's not. No, it's not, because guess what? At the end of it all, you guys are ruling. You guys are at the top of the game. Okay? You have your so-called land out in Israel. You took it in 1948. You took the land, which is not yours, but you stole it. Okay, number one, that's a crime right there. You stole our identity. That's another crime right there. And if you came over here and the land where the captives are, you come over here and rule and make the captives work for you again. And then when the captives rise up and say, hold on, wait a minute. We are the chosen people. We are the people of the Most High. You call that hate. If you got a problem, go back to your damn land. Go back to Israel. Don't come over here in America and scream hate. A land that was built on hate. Okay? How did you get this land? We got to go back into the history and expose you devils for who you really are. Okay? Because all this shit you're doing now is not going to work. Like we said, all we got to do is just bring back the receipts of the past. All right? It says the Portuguese started what became generally known as a transatlantic slave trade. This evil that compares to none in the history of mankind within the last 2,000 years has its effect being felt even today in every sphere of life for the Hebrews. Now, like I said, the so-called J people, they're not suffering no aftermaths of what they went through. If anything, they're being rewarded as a result of what they went through. How come we not getting rewarded for that? Huh? How come we don't go around getting put in high places? How come we don't have laws and legislations put in place to protect us from hate, to protect us from racism, like they say? All these little divisional terms that they use to get people to be uprising and shit. Why don't we get no reparations for that? Huh? How is it that the system is still set up where we are always at the bottom? We're not considered to be the best. You know, that's right. We have had much sorrow. Okay? We are the ones who are in sorrow. We're not the ones ruling. We're not the ones with power. That's why any of us speak. Guess what happens? We get demoted. We get taught and showed. Like, what's his name? Who said that? Was it Shannon Sharp, I think? He said, Kyrie was saying it. He was like coming out talking about, I am free, I am this, I am that. He said someone had to remind him. Those are his exact words, verbatim. Someone had to remind him. Remind him of what? Shannon Sharp, what do you mean by that? Remind him of what? Remind him of what? That no, nigga, you ain't free. You ain't free, you a slave. You still work for massa. You're still on the plantation. You're gonna be quiet and you're gonna work for massa. You don't gotta say nothing. We know what's going on, but you can't let the rest of the people know what's going on, because they're gonna burn this motherfucker down. And we all gonna get in trouble. We like life the way it is. We get millions. Why the hell would I stoop down from making millions with massa to come make what? Struggle with you people? You wicked ass niggas? I can't do nothing with you niggas, man. If I try to open up a business in your neighborhoods, what you gonna do? You gonna sabotage it. So it's understandable why these niggas sell out, but it's still not justifiable, nigga. Understand that? It's understandable, but just not justifiable. And you're still gonna be required to pay. Okay? You're gonna be required to pay, man. When the Lord comes back, all right? He's our brother. He's gonna come back. He's gonna ask every one of you niggas. All you celebrities that sold out, you're gonna be questioned. All right? And you're gonna have to give a real answer. Okay? You're gonna have to give a real answer, man. Okay? It says, though there are certain controversies regarding how it started, it has been confirmed that in 1441, okay, 1441. So either way you look at it, from the right hand side to the left, 144. And from the left to the right is 144. Okay, so in the year 1441 was the first time the Portuguese captured people from West Africa. Okay, and we know, going back to the book From Babylon to Timbuktu, that during the time of the siege of Jerusalem, roughly around 62, 64 AD to 70 AD, and a few years after, about say 72 AD, right? When you go into the real history and the archaeology, it is estimated that over 1 million Jews fled Jerusalem and went into the western parts of Africa. Okay, and when you actually go into western parts of Africa, those so-called slaves or so-called Africans that went into the western parts of Africa, they have or carried alongside Jewish customs. Okay, Hebraic customs, I should say. Okay, going back to the Bible. Okay, children being circumcised, boys being circumcised on the 8th day. Okay, their marriage rights that they used to do. Okay, how they used to cultivate the land. Okay, their priestly order. Okay, their kingly, chiefly orders. All right, marriage rights, like I said. How men can have multiple women, all these different things was culture, it's customs that Jake keeps back in the western parts of Africa, man. Okay? The Gadites, they go back to the Ga in Africa, the western parts of Africa. You got in Ghana, they have the Gans, which goes back to the Gadites. Okay? You have the Ashantis, which are the Levites. Okay? You have the Igbos, which are the Judites, man. Okay, mixed with Benjamites in there, man. There's a lot of Benjamites in there. You go to Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Senegal, Togo, Sierra Leone, okay, Burkina Faso, all these different places, man. Guess what? A lot of them go back to Jamaica, especially the artists, man. They go to Jamaica, they be singing the patois, you know. I'm like, damn, like, you niggas act like you Jamaican. That's because they're the same people. Okay, how the hell did Jake get over to the Americas? We're gonna read about it. Okay? All you Jakes that look at your other brothers who are in the western parts of Africa like they ain't shit. Guess what? You listen to the music. You hear what's going on, so-called Afrobeat and all that shit. It's all assimilated. You got Jake that got flavor, and they over there doing the same thing that Jake do over here, man. To the point where Jake over here is collabing with them. You got Wizkid and all these different people making Afro beats with Jake that's over here. Drake going over there making beats, you know, adding the Afro beat and all this. Look, man, we're the same people. We're all coming back. And this started, I remember this back in 2016, 2017. And I used to tell my friends, I said, oh shit, I seen a lot of African-American artists making music with so-called African people. Man, these niggas better not be coming over here. I'm gonna curse their ass out, man. I don't got time for this stupid shit. I gave you all the space, you stay over there. I'm gonna curse their ass out, man. Fuck out of here. All right, Salakia. You know, you give them all the space, they still want to be around you, man. Shit is annoying. All right? Anyway, so you got all these different artists coming together, okay? And when they come together, they making all this beautiful ass music. They got the women coming together. I mean, I'm like, oh shit. Drake started that shit. Making music with Jakes out in Africa. All right? Davido, you know what I'm saying? All these different artists, man, all of a sudden blowing up, man, because Jake's influence over here is carrying on over there. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the same people, man, just scattered throughout the whole different parts of the earth. You see what I'm saying? So let's keep going. It says, the one who led the capturing was Antonio Gonçalves, who was later assisted by Nuno Tristan. It says, some put the number they took to Portugal at 10, while others put the number at 12. So it's kind of interesting how the first two numbers, you got 10 and you got 12. Okay, the 10 lost tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, because remember, they came to western parts of Africa first, before they came over here to northern parts of America. All right, the north, south, central parts of America, man. They came to Africa first because it had to start with Judah. Okay, so after they had discovered Judah's land, okay, because you go into western parts of Africa, you have a place that was called Yahawada, all right, or the Kingdom of Judah. It actually says it right there. The Kingdom of Judah then later on became the Kingdom of Ghana, all right, or the Ghana Empire, Empire of Ghana, I should say, okay. And then later on they changed it to the Gold Coast because all was there was gold, okay. And we're gonna read in Sierra Leone they had mad gold over there, man, okay. Yo, man, Esau, man, you a devil. Okay, and you being exposed. It's gonna be a slow cook, man. We're gonna slowly every day we're gonna bring something out about you, man. Since you want to keep going around perpetrating that you a victim, all right, and you've done no evil in the world and nobody could call you bad. No, we're gonna highlight the shit that you've done, nigga. How the hell did we get here, and how the hell did you get to where you at? Okay, we're gonna expose all that, and we're gonna really see who the devil is, man. All right, you're not gonna get away with nothing. Understand that? Try to see this wind could slow down a little bit. All right, I think it's coming this way. Let's turn it this way and see. All right, there you go. All right, so continuing, it says, however, of this number, 3 of them were said to be of importance in their own country. Proving their willingness to pay for their release, they were sent back in 1442 and exchanged for 10 people, some gold dust, few ostrich eggs, and buckskin shield. Incidentally, this was the first gold the Portuguese had. Thus, they called this place Rio de Oro, which means river of gold, which is somewhere in Senegambia. Okay? So in Gambia, which is in western parts of Africa, these devils also what? Discovered gold. Okay? What's that? A river of gold. All right? Rio de Oro. Okay? So let's keep going. It says, in 1443, Nuno Tristan went back with 14 captives. These results led to the first chartered company to be formed. You hear that? Yeah, this wind is starting to act like a problem for me right now. But we're gonna work with it. All right, brothers, let me know if you can still hear me, because if you can't hear me, then I'm gonna have to, just either move around or just lift up my voice just a little bit more. But if y'all can hear me, then it's fine. All right, yeah, we stay here. That's good. All right, so let's keep going. It says, let's see. Hey, shalom to you brothers and sisters on the comment board as well. Shalom, Yabashim Yashar Brakadam. All right, so let's keep going. All right, we're not going to be here too long, all right? We're just going to go right into the points. Okay, that's what this is all about, exposing these devils. All right, so continuing, it says, these results led to the first chartered company to be formed, called the East India Company, with approval from Prince Henry. In 1444, which is 1444, right? It's crazy how these years and these dates, these things were happening at that time, right? In 1444, this company sent their caravels under Lankarat and returned with 235 captives. These people were forcefully separated, and no respect was shown to either friends or relations, but each fell where his lot took him. So that's where you had the separation, so-called diaspora. Okay, this is where it came from. They went and took the children of Israel from wherever they was at, and then they spread them around. Okay, you take this. You Dutch, the Dutch people take Jake over there. The Portuguese, you take Jake over there. The Spaniard, you take Jake over there. The French, you take Jake over there. The British, you take Jake over there. You see what I'm saying? The Italians, you take Jake over there. So it was they were casting lots on the Lord's people. You know what I'm saying? They were casting lots on the Lord's people, man. Buying and selling, all right, our people like animals, man. Okay? And they treated us like animals. It was so embarrassing, man. All right? Imagine a man. Imagine right now picking up a regular Jake, all right, and putting him in shackles, man. Putting him in chains like they do in jail. It's so embarrassing, man. You got Jake in chains and shit, walking around. Their legs are shackled. Their hands are shackled. Their necks are shackled. Okay? And they're wearing this orange jumpsuit, at least. Hey, the water, brother. Okay? And they just walking in line. Walking in line. You hear all the chains. It's chain, chain, chain. With every step, all you hear is chains, man. All right? Chains of darkness. And they just walking this sad trail of tears. All right? And this is what the Esau did, man. This is what these devils did. They hide behind all these fucking corporations and shit, hiding behind company policies to stop people from talking this truth, man. We gonna keep bringing it out. All right? Let's keep going. It says, these people were forcefully, we read that. It says 1/5 of every number of slaves that ended up in Portugal was given to Prince Henry as what was termed the royal fifth. Okay, the royal fifth. So we're going to have to go into that as well. Another lesson right there, you see? I told you, devils. We told you. We said, look, behave yourselves or else we'll keep bringing out some shit. All right? And you clearly not behaving yourselves because you harassing brothers like Kyrie and shit. You keep on pushing. So the more you push, the more you want an apology, we're going to keep bringing out the facts. Okay? We're going to keep exposing you devils. We're going to keep playing games. And then if you come against the channels, then it's going to be more problems for you. So think about that. All right, YouTube niggas that watch our videos, you think about the consequences of your actions now. Okay? If you don't want this to be exposed even faster than it is now, you behave yourselves. You watch how you move with us. All right, you CIA niggas, you FBI niggas plotting funny little schemes. You joke around and see what happens. Like they say, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. All right, we're not playing. We're not playing with you devils no more. All right? Let's keep going. It says, these were sold to further the exploration works. On Portuguese historical records, the only reason for taking the Hebrews initially was to serve as proof that the Portuguese had finally reached the black man's land and had found people truly living there. What? Why would that be a reason to go explore? Let's go find if we could find the black man's land and make sure that there are people truly living there. And then as a result, we need to bring proof. Okay? Where the hell did these Hebrews go? Where did they end up at? After the siege of Jerusalem, what happened to the southern tribes, man? And after they discovered that, now we got to go find the other 10. 1492 by Christopher Columbus. Do you see how this thing is played? It wasn't by accident. They didn't just come there and discover people and start putting them in slavery. See, the truth is coming out. You knew exactly who you were going for. You knew exactly why you were doing it. And we're going to read some more. It says, when they finally arrived in Portugal, the prince saw them and was happy for two reasons. Firstly, he wanted some of the Hebrews to be educated to serve as interpreters for the Portuguese in West Africa. You hear that? The same shit that was happening in the Babylonian Empire. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar had them select, all right, out of the children of Judah, all right, bring me the best, okay? And then in that crop, you ended up having Daniel, all right, and then you had the 3 holy children, okay, which were named in the Babylonian tongue. They called them Belteshazzar, which was Daniel, okay, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, okay. Was it Ananias, Azariah, and I believe Misael? Okay, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So these were the brothers, all right, at the top that were taken to serve, all right, the Babylonians because of our intellectual abilities, man, our high mental capacity. Okay. So let's read. It says, secondly, the most intelligent ones, as the Portuguese put it, were to be trained to become missionaries to hasten the spread of Christianity in West Africa. So they're not going to use themselves. They're going to teach our own, the brightest, the best and brightest of our people. They'll take them and then what? They'll use them to what? To indoctrinate the rest of our people. That's what you see them doing right now. They take the best of our communities to serve with their evil purpose, man, against our own people. Okay? They'll give them money. They'll give them fame. They make them look important to the eyes of our people so they can what? They can influence the minds of our youth. Okay? Further destroy our people, man. That's what Esau does. That's what this devil does, man. Okay? And it's all biblical prophecy. The Lord said this was going to happen. Let's get that. Okay? Let's get that real quick. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said that this was going to happen to our people, to our nation as a result. All right? As a form of what? Judgment. All right? A punishment for our misdeeds. This is a book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. This is what we're reading. This prophecy happened and it's become history. It's known as the transatlantic slave trade. We're reading about that. All right? This prophecy here. It says, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, Egypt, at first Egypt was what? A land of captivity. Okay? That was our land of our captivity, man. All right? And Egypt symbolized what? Bondage. So the Lord said he's going to bring us back into bondage again with ships. That's where we went from Hebrews to Negroes. Okay? It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, going back into the wilderness, okay, the way, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay, meaning no man shall redeem you, no man shall save you. All right, since we were put in captivity, when have we ever been redeemed from this captivity? When has this captivity ever really ended? To show you that it hasn't ended, we work for these devils, man. Yes, and they're devils. They might hide it. A devil simply means a deceiver, a liar. So we know our shit. We know our words. We could use the words exactly how it's meant to be used. All right, we're not gonna get all emotional. All right. Oh, they called us the Jews the devils. Yeah, they are the devils. They know they're the devils. By the very definition of the word devil, that's them. That's them. Who the fuck is lying around the whole entire earth? Perpetrating lies. Their whole history is lies. Everything we know that's so-called true is all lies. How to live your life. Everything is lies, lies, lies. Christianity is lies. Our whole life is lies. They call us black. That's lies. Okay, they call themselves white. That's lies. All right? Everything that they've taught the world is all based on lies. That's the true definition of a devil. Okay? And guess what? They keep on repeating those lies over and over and over and over again to the point where within a decade, you have a generation that believes lies to be true. Okay? That is why you see what you see now. All it takes is just 10 years, a decade. Now imagine if you see that same lies being perpetrated for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. You're going to have a generation of people who are born at a very young age. By the time they turn 50, 60, 70, they've gone through a whole indoctrination process for almost a century. Some half a century, some 3/4 of a century. Okay? But they've all been through that indoctrination, the lies, the deception. If you live in America, you've believed a lie. If you believe in the American dream, you've believed a lie. If you believe that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are nothing but just niggas in the streets who deserve to be in jails and shot up by the cops, you believe they lie because those are the people of the Heavenly Father. Okay? If you believe anything that you've heard on the mainstream media over the past 10 years, you've believed a lie. The past 20 years, you believed a lie. Going all the way back to 9/11, you believed a lie. Yep. There you go. You see that? There you go. All right. That's the win right there. Okay. When you bring out the facts, the spirit gets heavy. That's what happens. Right. So let's keep going. It says, however, sadly, when these Hebrew people settled down, they never returned to Africa as intended, but rather ended up in Portuguese palaces as slaves. As slaves. Okay? Let's read. From that date, no other European visited West Africa and returned without Hebrew captives. You hear that? So, where do we go wrong when we say that we are the children of Israel and we suffer the curses? That's what shows us who we are. What part of the curses have you bitches actually suffered, man? What curses, bro? Think about it. What persecution have these devils really suffered? Besides reversing everything, doing that reverse psychology on everyone. You call them out, they turn it around on you. They label you. They give you all these tags, names, all kinds of different shit to cut off conversation. They'll call you a conspiracy theorist. Like, that's the thing. Oh, you a conspiracy theorist. Oh. Does that mean I'm lying? Does that mean what I'm saying is not true? No, that's not what it means. Okay? Calling somebody a conspiracy theorist does not mean shit, because guess what? Over the past 2 years, conspiracy theorists, we've been right the whole time. So you can call us like that's a bad thing. Like, oh, if anything, you should want to be called a conspiracy theorist because that means you got the truth. You're speaking something that's facts. Okay? That's all it means. Okay? So let's keep going. It says, presupposing that the Portuguese started capturing Hebrews 30 years before coming to Elmina and 41 years before the castle was built. Okay? We're going to get a precept on that. All right? We're going to get a precept on that. Let's get this real quick. All right? These devils, man, you got a lot to pay for, and the scriptures are going to keep exposing you. See, you got all these pastors in your pocket, so they're not saying nothing that's really worth importance, of importance. So the prophets come out and expose your whole ass, and you get all worked up and upset by it. All right? But that's not going to work. Your tactics is not going to cut off this conversation. We're going to have this conversation, whether you like it or yes. All right? You have no choice but to face the truth, or you're going to be devoured. okay, with the spirit, but by the spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai's mouth, and what by the brightness of his coming. Okay, you're gonna be destroyed, man. We're telling you. Okay, and this is how your downfall begins, by you being exposed. That's the first thing, and that's what we got to do. Okay, we got to cut the head of the snake by bringing out the facts, the truth. We take away your power. Okay, we render you weak by bringing out the truth, man. We expose you, devils. Okay, the wiles of the devil. Once we expose you, you're powerless, and that's where our power comes in. All right, truth. Okay, your power comes in lies, deception. Okay, darkness. All right, bullying people, man. Bullying people, threatening people. That's not gonna work over here, man. It's not. Okay, there's a book of Job, chapter 19. It's like in Job chapter 20. Let me see. In verse 19, it says, "Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not." Okay, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Okay, so everything that you've done, the Lord said what? There's going to be what? Payback. Not just because you did it, but because of who you did it to and how you did it. Okay, so there's different judgments for different things. The what you did, the how you did, the when you did, the who you did it to. Okay, all these different things. So you have to answer for that. You have to answer the 5 W's and the 1 H. Okay, the who, the when, the why, the where, the what, and then the how. Okay, you gotta explain that. You gotta give all those details when you're brought to judgment. Okay, so we're bringing the facts and asking the questions, and you can't answer them. You can only divert. That's not gonna work. Okay, you could run on for a long time, but sooner or later, God's gonna cut you down. Okay, he'll cut you down, man, with this truth. All right, you can get mad all you want. It's not gonna stop nothing. Okay, since 1454, right? This is still prior to Columbus coming over here. Okay, since 1454, Spain was receiving about 250 Hebrews almost every year. Okay, you just trading off the Lord's people just like that. Man, it says in Seville, the Hebrews were so many that by 1475, the king deemed it fit to appoint a special judge, the Black Count. Okay, the quote-unquote Black Count, to see to Hebrew issues, okay, or Hebrews issues, like how back when we were in the wilderness, Jethro had told Moses, "Look, you got all these people here. You gonna wear out. You're gonna be worn out if you have to address everyone's situation." This is Jake we're talking about. Jake always got an issue with something. So if you're gonna be every day, "Oh, Moses, this person did this to me. Moses, that person said this to me. Moses, this person just took my land. Moses, that person took my woman. Moses, this person took my sheep. That person is grazing on my land. Moses, this person took my apples." Moses, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna get worn out. So why don't you appoint yourself, captains, some 50s, 100s, 10s, and so on and so forth, so that they could judge the little matters. And then the great matters that they can't handle, they bring to you. So Moses basically was sitting in the Supreme Court seat, okay, the supreme judge, and he had appointed many lesser judges, many lesser gods, brothers, who are of wisdom in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and he appointed them and said, "You rule, you stay over here, you take care of these people. This problem, you be appointed to this. Hey, if you need this, they go to you. If you need this, they come to you." So you delegate, right? And that's how you're supposed to do things. Why do you think Yahushua has 144,000 kings ruling with him? Yeah, he could do it all by himself, but why should he? He's the King of Kings. Nah, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna pass this. I'm gonna part this way. 144,000 of us. Here you go, brothers. All of you rule. You rule the earth, and you make sure that we instill righteousness in this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? 144,000 of us. All right? And our job is to what? It's to instill order, righteous order on this earth again. Okay, in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that's coming. Okay, it starts with this word, but soon it's going to be what? Done with actions. Okay, we're going to rule with the iron scepter. Okay? And we're going to rule with the lead of our Lord Yahushai, man. All right? So it says, continuing, it says, it has been argued that though the treatment given to the Hebrews in Europe was not the same as what was happening in Africa, before the Europeans, it could be said to be similar since most of them were used as domestic servants. Okay, the house slave, the house nigger. Okay, that's something that's been happening. Okay, it's been happening. So America is not the first place where you had house niggas. Nah. Okay, but it was just done in a very evil manner. You divide the people, man. Esau been doing that. Divide, conquer shit. He been doing that, man. Okay, that is why it's so hard for our people to bind together to fight against the system. Being that we are the ones who run the system, we don't rule the system. We run the system. Okay, you run the system to keep the system going. So if we were to stop and pull back and say, we're not doing this no more, you're going to listen to us now. You know how fast the system will collapse? It wouldn't be taking all these basketball players, all these football players, all these celebrities to bind and say, hey, we're done. We're not, you, look how you treating our brothers. For what? For nothing he did wrong? Nah, fuck that. You want an apology? We're not playing. You want to play this game with us? We're not doing nothing. We all going to stand together and we ain't doing shit. And let's see how fast this system collapses. Let's see who has a real power. Okay? Who has a real power, man? All right? Man, you people, bro. You jakes. That's why the Lord... Hey, let me get this real quick. Okay, let's get this real fast. All right? Because a lot of you jakes don't understand what this is all about. You don't understand what kind of war this is, man. Okay? And Esau is being desperate. So a lot more things are coming out than previously used to come out. Back then, man, this kind of information that's coming out, we are the Hebrews and all this, that was like esoteric. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to let you spew this type of information out. That's toxic to them. That's toxic masculinity. You know, that's anti-Semitic. What? You speaking the truth? Boy, you crazy as hell. You see, but now it's becoming what? It's becoming prevalent. Everyone is looking for the truth. So it's like, all right, what is this? What are we going to do then? You see, there's a book of Micah chapter 2 verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. Okay, this land is polluted. Everything about this land is polluted. Okay, from the food you eat, the water you drink, okay, the ideologies that you believe in, the school that you go to, the politics that you put your energy into, okay, the entertainment that you engage in, okay, the sports, the entertainment, the industry, all these different things, Hollywood, everything that you do is all what? Polluted. And it's meant to what? To destroy you. Esau does not do all these things and do all these researches, all right, for your benefit. It's meant to be weaponized to destroy a specific people, the Israelites, okay? The blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, because that is why all the systems, whether it's banking, whether it's the medical industry, whether it's the school industry, whether it's housing, anything you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans want to do, you don't get the same treatment like everybody else. You get extra treatment. You get watched. Okay? You gotta prove more. You gotta show more proof. You gotta commit more. All right? You gotta shut the fuck up more. Okay? You just gotta take the brunt of everything if you want to take a part in something. If you want to partake in anything that these devils do, you gotta forego who you are. You see what I'm saying? You gotta bend over backwards. You gotta bend the knee. You gotta sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay homage to them in order to get a few crumbs on the table, man. That's how they treat us. Okay? And even after you do all that, they'll use you, and then when they're done, they'll just kick your ass out and just cast you to the wolves or something. They'll first demonize you and then they'll cast you out. You know what I'm saying? So that people don't fight on your behalf. So that anything that you might say after that does not have effect on what they're doing, man. So before they cast your ass out, they'll demonize you, make you look bad in the public, and then they'll just toss you out. You see? So now nothing you say is credible enough. Nobody gonna believe what you say because you're crazy. They just said that you're crazy. They told us you're crazy. You know? You support Hitler. You do this. You do that. You're a Nazi. You're a hater. You hate this, and that's what the devil does. They label you. Okay? These are all diversion tactics. And if you try to prove anything, you try to have evidence, they'll come in and they'll threaten you, man. You see? But those threats are not going to work on us because we never took the bag. You see what I'm saying? We never sacrificed with you devils. We never sacrificed to your gods. So we're not afraid of you, man. All right? If anything, you are afraid of us because of what we're doing. And we know it. We know it. Okay? And we're not going to stop. The spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is still on us. We're not going to stop. Okay? So continuing, it says, Um, let's listen to this atrocity. Let's listen to some more of this whole ass shit these devils used to do. It says, um, some Europeans even sadly suggested that by taking the Hebrews to Europe and making them Christians, they were doing us a favor. You hear that? You hear that? They're doing us a favor by telling us that we're Christians and not Hebrews. They're doing us a favor. It says the situation took a different turn when Christopher Columbus arrived at the Caribbean islands, later known as the West Indies, and not long after, Europe realized the economic potential of the land there. Thus, silver and gold mines were opened, sugar, tobacco, and cotton plantations were established, and the native Indians of the Caribbean islands were forced to work. Okay, so it started off with, oh, we're just here for sugar and tobacco and all these different things, and it quickly switched from there to no. Now you about to be the servants. Now you guys are about to be the ones who gonna be working. How you doing? Who gonna be working on our plantations? Okay, so let's read. It says, Spanish brutalities, overwork. It says overwork and European diseases decimated the indigenous population rapidly. Okay, so it was hard work. Okay, it was inhumane environments. Okay, and of course the diseases that they brought around, and that's the same disease that they're trying to push on our people again, pushing these the V shots. Okay, Edomites, man. These are some very interesting creatures, I tell you. I got all this space, all this. You want to pass right next to me and look on the ground like you're looking at deer shit. They standing there looking at the deer shit, looking at me like, why am I in the way? I'm not in the way. There's a lot of space around. What a hole, man. I hate these devils, bro. It says, for example, in Cuba, in 1492, the population was about 1 million. But this number was brutally reduced to 60,000 by 1510 and to about 11,000 in 1518. Okay, let's get a quick precept on that. See, you devils, man, you ain't gonna get away. Been told you, you're not gonna get away this time. You're gonna have to deal with the facts. You got no choice but to deal with the facts. Okay? Oh God. So, bro. All right, this is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that hath shewed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Okay, let's read that again. This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that hath shewed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Okay, so you guys, you devils, did not show no mercy upon the children of Israel, man. You had your foot on our necks, quite literally. Okay, you were whipping our backs. The term backlash goes back to the time of slavery. Okay, when these celebrities, all these different people, they suffer so-called backlash. That's exactly what happened when a Jake will wake up and speak against the master. They'll get taken out, put in front of everybody. You can see that in the movie Roots. Okay, Kinte Kunte, all these different people. All right, Kizzy. All right, Kunta. Your name is Kunta. You know, and they'll have you out there and they'll whip your back. You know what I'm saying? They'll whip your back right there in front of everyone. That's backlashing, man. They'll lash your back. Look at this damn Edomite looking at me. What the fuck is you looking at? Motherfucker. All right? They'll whip your back, man. Lash your back. All right? It's called backlash in front of everyone. That's the same thing that they're doing to these jakes now. Okay? You're going to suffer backlash for speaking against the authorities. Speaking against who? Those who deem themselves to have authority over you, man. Okay, and in this day and age, who are those who are ruling this earth right now? The Edomites, so-called white people. Okay, and it's not evil or hate to speak these things. That's just truth. That's just facts, and it can be proven. Okay, it can be proven. They'll never call us liars. They'll give us labels and give us names and all this, but they'll never call us liars. Man, it looks like I'm attracting a lot of Edomites, man. I'm about to close it out soon. They're just coming over here. Lord have mercy. What the fuck do they want? It's just crazy. Whew. I'm gonna have to find a different spot to teach. Because I ain't teaching them. They're gonna hate me if I teach them. It says humanity and common sense then dictated that the exploitation and killings of the island natives should stop. However, there was then the need to look for alternative sources of labor. Many were those who suggested using the Jews, known as the Hebrews in western parts of Africa. It says Bartholomew de las Casas, notable among them maybe because of his position as a Dominican friar, suggested to the Spanish crown to arrange for Hebrews who were much stronger and already working under similar climatic conditions to replace the native Indians who were close to extinction. You hear that? Esau, man. Wow. Who else did they do this to? They didn't do this to the Chinese, man. They did this to the Japanese, man. All right. They certainly didn't do this to the so-called white people. They didn't do this upon their own selves. Like, even though they portray it like that's what they do. Like, you go, the Egyptians were white, and the Hebrews who were under captivity were also white. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's white. You know what I'm saying? They oppress themselves. Like, oh shit. Okay. When does that ever happen in history? Okay. Esau, bro. Man, oh man. It says not long after, some Hebrews were taken from Spain to Hispaniola, where they were tried. It was proven that one Hebrew in strength was to 4 natives there. In other words, it says, in other words, they proved to be physically stronger. Okay, and that's true. You got Jake, Southern Kingdom Jake is stronger, predominantly more than Northern Kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And that's all. You know, that's just how the Lord did it. You know, just naturally. Okay, that's why when you look at, and it starts because Jake is the head, Judah is the head. Okay, so of course we have more strength than the other tribes. Okay, when you look at sports, you look at all these different things. You got Jake that's in front of it. Okay, music, Michael Jackson, dark-skinned Jake. Basketball, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all these different dark-skinned Jakes. All right, boxing, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. These are all dark-skinned Jakes. Okay, music, the heads of music, Tupac, all these different people that pushed a certain energy, all right, of influence. We're all dark-skinned Jakes, man. Okay, because that was the predominant color of our people, naturally. Okay, even the so-called Tainos that came over here, they were all dark-skinned Jakes. When you look at the pictures of old Puerto Ricans and what they look like, they're all dark-skinned Jakes. Okay, dark-skinned Jakes. And it wasn't until these Edomites came around and did the intermingling. Okay, the mixing and the matching. All right. It says, so demands for Hebrews then started. Okay, so let's get that. All right, in the book of Ezekiel, I believe, is it 35 and 10? It says, because thou hast said, these 2 nations and these 2 countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will even do according to mine or to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. Okay? So because of Esau and what you did to our nation as a people, the Lord said he's going to judge you. Okay? He's going to judge you, and that judgment is starting now. You're being condemned. Your words are condemning you because we're finally exposing you. We're bringing out the truth. Okay? We're showing you and the world, hey, this is what the Bible says. All these things that's happening has been written in the scriptures for years, for centuries. And now they're being exposed. They're being brought to the forefront. They're being brought to the light. Okay? Continuing, it says, Emperor Charles V of Spain in 1518 authorized the direct shipment of 15,000 Hebrews from Africa to Santo Domingo, and that's modern day Dominican Republic. Okay, 15,000. Okay, Hebrews from Africa to Hispaniola. Okay, from Africa to Santo Domingo. Okay, so predominantly those are the Levites. Okay, 15,000 Levites, because who was predominantly settled in the western parts of Africa? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, because the 10 tribes were already over here. Okay, It says brought from Africa to Santo Domingo under a special license known as the Asiento Agreement. So that's another thing we're gonna have to look into. See, Asiento Agreement. We're gonna have to look into that. It says by 1538, what used to be trickles of Hebrews crossing the Atlantic became nothing less than a flood. Okay, this was the beginning of an unfortunate story of misery and pain. The story of the forced exodus of Hebrews from their motherland to the various unfamiliar places. And of course, the actual motherland is Israel, but the land prior to us coming over here that we actually called home was the western part, predominantly the western parts of Africa. Okay, it says. It says, this became generally known as a transatlantic slave trade. All right, and that goes, like I said, Deuteronomy chapter 28, and we're going to read that again. All right, in verse 68. It says, and the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay, no man shall save you. Okay, it says the Europeans alone could not have gone to all the various places to capture all Hebrews who went through the various dungeons of forts, lodges, and castles on the West African coast. It says, in fact, there were three broad ways of getting captives. You had Europeans captured Hebrews, you had Europeans collaborated with Hebrews to get other Hebrews, and Hamites, known as slave raiders, captured Hebrews and sold them to Hamite merchants, who in turn sold them to the Europeans. Okay, so yeah, you got sellouts in our nation just like today. So when we say you had other Jakes who were capturing other Jakes and selling them to the oppressor, yes, the same shit happens today. Okay, they give them contracts. They give them contracts to shut the fuck up and keep on selling and destroying your own people. They call them celebrities. Okay, they're celebrated for the evil that they do and to further destroy their own people, man. You think there's no judgment for that? Oh man, think again. It says, if there is one thing that could be considered the most notorious way of getting captives, it would be wars and effect of wars. In those days, when a state was defeated in war, prisoners of war were taken, and defeated tribes were made to pay annual tribute to the victor state. This is known as a tributary. Okay, that's nothing new. Okay, that's nothing new. It says, among the things they had to contribute were sadly captives. Okay, that's one thing Esau required. It says, if during a year the defeated state had not gotten enough people by way of those who had committed offenses, this tribe had to go into war with another supposedly weaker tribe. Okay, similar tributes were imposed on that defeated state, and if the defeated tribe could not meet it, they had to go to war with others as well. This cycle intensified warfare and brought in more captives. This system invariably played into the European game plan. One can say that Europeans were smart in one direction, that is, in the ability to create a society that would by itself produce people without being part of it physically. Isn't that what they do today? Okay, isn't that what these devils do today? All right, they create a system that they don't have to physically partake in the wickedness. That's why they do what? They use Jake to destroy Jake themselves. They don't gotta partake in it physically. They'll be behind the scenes. They'll sign you to $1 million contract to destroy your own people. Okay? It says, how? It says, give back independence to smaller or weaker state that had become part of the bigger or stronger state. So basically, the more independent states we had, the more the need came for them to get weapons to defend themselves, and the only way was to bring people, meaning captives. So bring the people, and in turn we'll give you the guns so you can hold off your captive state. Your independence, if you will. Okay? Because then if not, then somebody's gonna have to raid you because you're weak, right? That's what they do. All right, they'll bind you with a contract. Give us slaves for guns, weapons, right? It says, As a general rule or principle, divide already divided people and heighten insecurity, and that sustained the trade. Tried and true tactic Esau Edom does everywhere they go. It says, when a person was captured and destined to the castle, he or she had to go through difficult times. You see what I'm talking about? They're throwing frisbees everywhere. They're throwing all these stupid little shit everywhere. They're just being demons. Get my hands on these devils, man. You just wait and see. Devils, bro. It says, it says, when a person was captured and destined to the castle, he or she had to go through difficult times. When considering that he or she had been captured from places well over 300 miles from the coast. Imagine that. 300 miles from the coast. You had to walk. There was no cars. They're not like you're going to be on a horse buggy or some shit. Nah. You had to walk it with chains around your neck, your ankles, your wrists. Wow. It says, they were put in chains and sometimes made to carry some of the master's goods and were forced to walk sometimes for months to the coast. Why are we not talking about this as hate? This is history. This is what happened. This is how we got here. This is how we got here, man. It says, in most cases, they walked barefooted with a piece of cloth covering their private parts. They did nothing in the way of maintenance of personal hygiene. Those who became very weak and sick were left in the forest to die or to be at the mercy of the wild animals. Okay, let's get that. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, okay, and verse 13. It says, therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. You hear that? That's what happened to our people. That's what happened to the Lord's people, I should say. Okay? These devils, bro. Boy. Let's keep going. It says, the captives were given very little food and water, and had very little sleep, and thus reached the coast extremely weak, sick, and tired. It says, additionally, given the long time they spent walking through the forest, and because they never had opportunity to take their bath and also keep up their personal hygiene, they arrived extremely untidy. Okay? Imagine, this is even before you get into the castle. And then you're going to be held there for a while before you even transport onto the ships. And then stay on the ships for, 3 months or so, and then be brought over here. So it's a whole process of hell that we had to go through to even get here. And then we all know what happened once after we got here, man. So this has been a painful thing, man. All because of what? Hatred, that we are the people. We suffered this because we are the people of the Most High, and we did not obey the Heavenly Father. This is what we received as a punishment. Now these devils, if they're truly the Most High's people, why the hell are they not suffering no punishments? For all the shit, the wickedness that they do, we live in the age of wickedness. It's called the common era. Did not the Apostle Peter call anything that's unclean common? Okay? Abominable? This is the era of wickedness, man. The common era. That's what they call it. Okay? And it's ruled by who? The common people. The evil of this earth. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's why everything is wicked, man. This, what they did to our people, is wicked. You touch sovereigns, man. You touch nobility. You touch the people of the Most High's eye. And there's punishment for that. So no matter how you cut it, no matter what you do, you have to answer for this. Just this alone. Slavery alone, Esau, you got to pay for that. You got to suffer for that. You got to answer to that. Okay? And then everything else that comes with it. You got a lot to pay for, boy. So prepare for that. Don't demonize us. You're going to have to pay for that. You have to answer for this. Okay? Who was doing all this? Who was funding all this? Who was behind all this? The truth is coming out and you have to answer. It says, in order to make sure the situation was not too bad, the captives had a last stopover at a village called Asin Mansu, about 30 miles from Elmina, where the captives were made to take their bath. It is now referred to as the last bath, since it was the last place to bath or bathe before being taken to the castle on the coast. In this area, they had their hairs shaved, were properly washed, and had their bodies smeared with oil to make them look healthy and young. They were also given food and water 3 or 4 times for 3 or 4 days to make sure they regained some of their strength. Finally, they were brought down to the castle. Okay, now that is how our ancestors ended up on cargo slave ships. Okay, it was from that point, being transported in different parts of Africa and walking miles into what? Into their own captivity. And you think the Most High is not going to punish you for that? Esau, Edom, you got a lot to pay for. You're not going to escape it. You're not going to run from it. You're going to have to deal with it. Okay? You're going to have to deal with it. All right? And this is the judgment that's coming. Let's get that. Let's get that. All right? This is the book of, let me see if I can pull this up. It's so windy right now. All right? This is the book of Obadiah. Start off at verse 1. All right? It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. It says, we have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what we're doing. It starts with the prophets, okay, coming on the scene and teaching and giving what? Giving this word, this truth. This is known ultimately as what? As an informational war. Okay, soon it's going to turn into a physical war, a national war. Okay, nation against nation, the nation of Israel against the nation of Edom. Okay, kingdom against kingdom. Okay, the kingdom of Israel against the kingdom of Esau, Edom. Okay, people against people, tongues against tongues. I mean, this is where it's boiling down to. Okay, it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And they live a life of loftiness. Okay, they live a life of abundance. Okay, that's what it means to be in heaven. They dwell in the clefts of the rocks, man. Hey, going back to the name Caucasus or Caucasian, that's where it goes back to. Okay, being in the clefts of the rocks, living in Mount Seir. Okay, being in South Russia, Georgia, which is between the Black and Caspian Sea. Okay, the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, the Caucasus Mountains, man. Damn. Sheesh. See if I could put this over here. Right behind the tree. Hopefully. Yeah, we're gonna close it out soon though. Let me just finish it off real quick. Okay. Alright. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's their mindset. Who's gonna ever bring us down to the ground? We have all the military power. Okay, we have the financial power. They have it all. What the hell are they gonna? They have nothing to worry about. You see what I'm saying? Besides us. Okay? It says, verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and it says, though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Okay? So the more you think you're going to establish yourself up in heaven, you know, you're going to have your technology, you're going to have your NASA space this and NASA space that and Space Force this and that. The Lord says, then he's going to bring you down to the ground. Okay? With this what? With this word. All right? All right? It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sewed up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All right? Yeah, drive these devils away. All right? It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, there is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy, it says, and thy mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And why would you be cut off by slaughter, man? And who's going to be doing the slaughtering when Yahushua gets back? Isaiah 63. Okay, who is he that cometh, all right, with dyed garments from Bozrah? Okay, so Yahushua is the one who's coming back to do what? To do the what? The destruction, the slaughter. Okay, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Okay? And so that's why you're gonna be punished. You are a partaker in the downfall of the children of the Lord, the Lord's people, the Israelites. Okay? You Edomites major partaking in that. Okay? By funding it, okay, by being the middlemen, you're part of it. Okay, you have to pay for it. You have to answer to that. Okay? So let's get this last precept here, and we're going to close it out. Okay? This is what the Lord said he's going to do, all right, to the inhabitants of Esau, Edom. Okay? Oh my goodness. That's right. It shall be like a whirlwind. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 8. It says, For thus saith the Lord, power of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. He that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 8. All right. So I want to bring that out. All right. It's kind of windy. And the Spirit has what needs to come out has already been brought out. All right. And through the Spirit, Lord willing, you've been edified, man. You know, so I'm going to close it off here. All right, Lord willing, like I said, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Barakah Kodash, Tawada Yah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, and Tawada to you brothers and sisters who join me on the comment board. All right, Lord willing, you were edified by this information. Okay? So once again, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Tawada Yah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, and until next time, Shalom.